Right, we'll now cover negative indices. So far we've covered multiplication, so let me show you one of the examples we've done from there. So one was x to the power of 6 times x to the minus 2. And remember, when we multiply, what we've got is we're going to add the indices together. That's a minus 2, so that's adding minus 2. That's going to be equal to 6 to the minus 2, and from there what I've got is x to the power of 6 minus 2, which gives me x to the power of 4. So that was multiplication. Let's look at division. And another example that I used in division was something pretty similar. Was x to the power of 6 divided by x to the power of 2. Okay, when I looked at the answer to this one here, that worked out to be 6 minus 2, because when we divide, we subtract the indices, and that equals x to the power of 4. Now, if I compare both of these up above, what I can see is that this part here works out to be the exact same for some reason. Okay, so if I see that there, and the answer works out to be the same, the x to the power of 4, then surely what I've got is the x to the power of 6 times x to the minus 2 must equal the x to the power of 6 divided by x to the power of 2. Okay, so what that would probably tell me would be that if I've got x to the power of minus 2, I'm going to write this in just a different way. Minus 2 I could write as x to the power of 0 minus 2, because that's still minus 2. If I get it to there, then what I'll do is I'll then split that. When I look at the division rule, what I'll have is x to the power of 0 on the top, x to the power of 2 on the bottom, and there'll be another fact that we'll bring out with x to the power of 0. X to the power of 0 is equal to 1, and if that equals 1, I've got x to the power of 2 on the bottom. So what I can really see is that the two of these are actually the same, because x to the power of minus 2 is the exact same as 1 over x to the power of 2. Okay, so what I brought out there was another fact, or another rule that we have, that if I've got x to the power of 0, what I have is x to the power of 0 equals 1. But also if I've got anything like 2 to the power of 0, that equals 1. If I've got 8 to the power of 0, that equals 1. So anything to the power of 0 equals 1. And that's one of the other rules of indices that you need to remember. Okay, so going back and looking at the negative indices that we have here, I know that x to the minus 2, through a process, if I show you that there, it goes to 1 over x to the power of 2. So let's look at a couple others. So if I have x to the power of minus 3, what I'd expect that would go to, straight from there to there, will be 1 all over x to the power of 3. Okay, and let's see if I can do it in reverse. So what I have is, if I've got 1 all over x to the power of 5, then in the same process I used up above, what I could say is that 1 is equal to x to the power of 0. So x to the power of 0 all over x to the power of 5. So x to the power of 0 minus 5. So I'd finish up with x to the power of minus 5. And again, going straight from there, straight to there. Or vice versa, I can go back from one form to the other, depending on what's going to suit the calculations that I'm going to do. So what I've got there is one of the other rules that we'll bring in out, that if I've got 1 all over 1 all over x, that's an x to the power of a, that should equal x to the power of minus a, and vice versa. So that's one of the other rules that we have here. Okay. Okay, let's look at another question that may help you with some of the more difficult ones that may come along. So this type of one I would be pretty careful of. So I've got 3 over 4 x to the power of 5. Okay. So if I look at how I would work this through, rather than going straight to my answer, if you can, that's great. but that would look like 3 with an x to the power of 0, because 3 times 1 is just 3, 3 times 1. I'll put that all over 4x to the power of 5. Now what I've got from there is the 3 and the 4 will stay where they are, 3 on the numerator, 4 on the denominator, and what I'll do with the x's, I'm going to bring them up to the top. There's the 0 minus 5, because that's what I do when I use the division rule. So that's going to be equal to 3 over 4, and I've got x to the power of minus 5. Or sometimes you might see that just written as 3/4 x to the power of minus 5, with this one here and this one here being the same. Okay, so hopefully that's helped you a bit. And what we've covered there was negative indices, and also what we looked at was the power of 0. Two things in the one. Okay, hope this will help you with your indices.